Ross Tiffin has spent his whole career working on the relationship between companies and their customers. How do organisations better understand customer needs, and how do consumers influence the products and services companies supply? Ross has spoken and written about these issues for many years and is known for the alternative and challenging way he looks at them. Ross has become increasingly interested in the role technology plays in this relationship, and today we talk to him about his most recent blog on Kilobyte, which examines today's digital evolution.
I was reading an article about Mercator and how he had used the technology open to him to translate the data that we had painted on a globe onto a flat sheet and to make that accessible for people to use for navigation. And I was looking at those images of the Mercator projections of the globe. And then I turned the page, and in another article I was looking at that glorious image of the Earth from an Apollo mission, and we call that image the blue marble. And it struck me very strongly that the ability of our colleagues, hundreds of years ago to realize the information in their grasp was so similar, because the image of the blue marble married up so closely to what Mercator had been working with from a globe. So here we have fantastic, amazing advances, and yet as humans, our ingenuity allows us to use those to drive things forward. And I found that quite fascinating. So the first blog really looks at technological advance.
So what are the factors that influence our perspective on the digital evolution? As Ross suggests, perhaps age could be one of them.
Crazy, isn't it? You see, I'm of an age when all of this stuff seems to me to be almost charted by achievements, digital achievements. And yet my grandchildren don't understand that. They don't understand that digital has a meaning. They've never known anything else. So the idea that I can access data through streaming onto a portable device might be novel to me at my age, but is absolutely everyday for somebody of a much younger age. If we use the word revolution, a revolution is only a revolution when it's taking place. Afterwards, it's normality. And what the vast majority of consumers out there, in individual terms as consumers or in business terms, are now of an age where the revolution's taken place. There is no revolution. What we're now in is evolution, and that evolution is seamless, gradual and imperceptible.
So what does Ross have in mind for his second blog in this series? How else can we explore the digital evolution in order to better understand its impact now and in the future?
The second one, I think is perhaps a little deeper subject. Anybody who's had the privilege of looking at the TED Talks, and if you haven't, if you look at the TED Talks, there was a brilliant one 10 years ago by Sir Ken Richardson that looked at the topic of, is education stifling creativity? Are we, in our educational processes, eliminating creativity in our younger generation? Fascinating talk. If you haven't seen it, go to the TED Talks and have a look. But then if you look at data coming from Korea, shows that we're training 6 times more people in IT skills than there are for jobs for them. And so we now have to have massive mobility of labour for these people to be able to use their new skills. If that's a universal and ubiquitous finding, we are creating a major problem for ourselves down the line. And do we not perhaps need to teach less detail in fewer people, but maybe have a much wider reach to enable our younger people to use creativity to harness and develop and push forward the technological boundaries for themselves? I think I've been really privileged to have been given a platform for so many years to expand my own views, really. And at the end of the day, this series of blogs, this vlog, is really a platform for me to say things as I see them. But I am just one individual, and where this has great capacity, if it was something you wanted to join in with, would be for you to feedback. Tell us what you think. Tell us whether you think I'm just talking rubbish. And that's just fine too, because it may well be that I am. But the reality of life is that we do better through interconnectivity and understanding better between us where the opportunities are. And business, as we all know, is all about opportunity. If we can use this series of blogs to drive opportunity and help us realise those opportunities, I feel I will have done something useful apart from just saying things as I see them. Thank you.